Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Happy Sunday. Cheers. It's your boy Javier. Thank you for watching another episode of the Analytical Eye Show. I hope y'all having a good Sunday. You know, today is very weird. Still trying to adjust to the I'm trying to just adjust to this whole daylight savings thing, y'all. You know, I know it was last Sunday, but Jesus. Well, technically, okay. Here's what I had to do. Just be honest with y'all. I'm shooting this episode on daylight savings day, but what y'all don't. But I have to upload everything. Like, you know, I tape and upload, so it's not live. So, but I'm still trying to adjust to this daylight savings thing, and it's crazy though. But I hope y'all are having a good Sunday though. Cheers to you all. Hope y'all have your drinks ready. This episode is entitled. It's not necessarily not even a title, but I want to talk about the net worth of black people. You know, for the longest time, America has placed us at the bottom of the totem pole for making money. You know, we started out in the cotton fields, and we were impoverished, still in poverty to this day. I hope y'all like my hair. I'm trying to try something different. You know, I'm trying something different. Y'all know I do the straightening and the curling, head wraps, but I always try to give you guys something different. You know, something different. And this today is kind of like the living color type of look. If you guys look at I have the yellow right here, and then the green, the blue and the green, and then the red, you know, and something. I don't know if y'all can see, but I like bobby pinned it up and everything. You know, let me try to get down so y'all can see it. I don't know if y'all can see it, but yeah, I try to give y'all some different sides of me. You know, like try to give y'all something different, you know, to look at me with. But I chose this specific look because it reminds me of Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee. It reminds me of Crooklyn, Spike Lee. It reminds me of all of this look I have. It reminds me of Spike Lee. And also the guy that did the love and the hate thing, you know. Shout out to my man Spike Lee, man. You are my inspiration. I have grew up watching all of your fucking movies. And I just want to say, man, I was pissed off that when I found out that you have never won an Oscar. But you know, the greats are the ones that don't win the Oscars because they stay in business and they stay creating great movies. You know, but this show is strictly designed to shine light on the things that black people do and deserve, and the things that we don't do and we shouldn't be doing, but also speak on topics that are, as you guys know, that are a little more on the risque side. And sometimes it may be me just venting or ranting, but hey, either listen to it or get off the damn show. But shout out to my man Spike Lee. This episode is to talk about the net worth of black people because scientifically proven, and I don't know if a black scientist came up with this number or a white scientist did, but scientifically proven, and that's not scientifically because they did a rough estimate, scientists put it together, that black people have contributed to over 400 plus billion, not million, billion dollars with a B to the United States economy since the time that Christopher Columbus, quote unquote, found this land and stepped foot on it when they brought slaves over. And we always talk about how whites always had slaves, but let's not remember, Spanish had slaves, the UK had slaves, Asians had slaves. I'm talking about African slaves. But majority of it was obviously white people. And the ironic thing is that they wanted to fight for their independence from Great Britain, yet they had slaves. That's the crazy thing. And they wanted to be free. Ooh, sorry y'all. They wanted to be free. They wanted to be free from Great Britain, so they decided to go ahead and start a war for it. But yet, we start a war for civil rights, and they say we're wrong. It's funny, right? White people want their independence, but blacks can't get it. But anyway, we have contributed to over $400+ billion, and I believe it. I believe we've contributed to probably over $800+ billion to the United States economy and infrastructure and everything else. You know, the reason why I wanted to talk about this on the show, and technically you can kind of entitle this show $400 billion. That's, I guess you could call this show that. The reason why I'm entitling it this is because and this is strictly, there's no me talk. You guys already know how much we've contributed to the world. You guys already know how much we've contributed to this world, especially to the United States. So there's no reason for me to go into it too deeply, because you guys know how much we've contributed. We've been in slavery. We've been impoverished. We were the maids, the butlers, the lawnmowers, the foot massagers, the getting the tea, taking care of the kids, breastfeeding them, the Aunt Jemimas, the Uncle Ben. I mean, not Aunt Jemima, Aunt Jemimas, the Uncle Bens, everything. Everything. You know, so we already know we already know our worth as far as what we've done. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, and this one goes connecting with that, is because last week I had, or the week before last, because remember this is uploading 2 weeks ahead of the discussion I had. I was sitting down with two college friends. Yeah, two college friends. And we were having, so the conversation stemmed from because one of my friends was asking me, how's your website going? How's everything going? Because you guys know I'm creating it from scratch. So I have a web designer that's creating everything, like coding it, I'm buying my own server, building it literally from scratch. Like everything's scratched. Nothing, like I'm paying out of pocket for this. And this website's going to cost me like over $5,000 to make. So I'm like coming out of pocket for this. And we were sitting down at a restaurant, and we had just gone bowling, but I hadn't been out the house in a long while, and I didn't need to go out. I know I keep telling y'all need to stay in the house and everything like that. I didn't need to go out or want, like, oh my God, get out of the house, because y'all know I'm a homebody. I tell y'all that all the time. I'm a homebody. But T-Mobile Tuesday had this free bowling thing. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go bowling. And my other friend had one too, because I'm on Sprint, and Sprint is not partnered with T-Mobile, so we get some of the T-Mobile deals too. But I'm still under Sprint. And so is he. So he was, we had both got the coupon, and he was like, hey, yo, let's go ahead and go. So it was me and him and my other friend. And so we went bowling. And then we came back and we was like, okay, I was planning on coming back home. I didn't have nothing to do because I had to go to work the next day. Y'all know I work. And so we went to the restaurant. We started sitting down, and they started obviously asking me how the website's going and everything like that. And I started just, how's your boo going? Oh, my boo's doing good. Just giving the lay of the land. Not too much in detail because I don't give all my personal life away because I don't really trust people like that. But anywho, I started to talk about the website, and then one of my friends, he was like, well, I don't get why you want to start from scratch. You should just use Wix or whatever, like website, programming, like GoDaddy or whatever, and then just go or Square, and then go from there. And I told him the reason I want to do is because this website is just not like I told he was trying to understand my process, and I told him, well, the reason I want to create the website is because I want to start from scratch and build this website as it should be, because I want to hit the ground running. And he was like, well, that doesn't make sense because right now you don't have a lot of people. So you should just pay for something that's cheap and not come out of pocket for it, because you're not going to earn any revenue right now. And I said, well, I'm not thinking about it like that, because I want to cover all of my bases with the website, and certain things that are on GoDaddy's or on Wix, whatever like that, isn't what isn't available. And the things I want to do with my website, I want to make the changes and stuff like that without having to pay. And I don't want to pay people. I don't want to pay the white man. Black people have been paying the white man forever. So why would I create a website and have to pay them monthly or yearly or whatever like that? I want to own my own domain. I want to own every trademark. I want to upload stuff without any restrictions on gigabytes or data. I want to have my own server. I want to be able to change things at any time of the day or whatever like that. I want to do things and just have it owned by me. Strictly black, no white man in sight, whatever. And so then he starts jumping on my back about the simple fact that, well, it doesn't make sense. You should use these resources that you have them, because people are not going to flock to your website because it's not a known entity. Basically what he was saying. And I'm like, I get that, but I want to create this from scratch because I want to have my casting agency on the website. I want to have the show to be able to live stream it and keep everything on there, unlimited data. I want to be able to connect my websites. All together. I have because I have all my companies. I want them to be under one center website and everything. And what better way to do that is just to create it from scratch. If you want it done yourself, if you want it done right, you have to do it yourself or do it the way that you feel that it needs to be done right. And he just kept going on and on about how it doesn't make sense or how it doesn't do this or how it doesn't do that. And I said, well, what's the big deal? He said, well, and then he asked me, well, are you still going to use YouTube? Because right now, as you guys know, you go to YouTube, you watch my show because, that's how I, upload the show. And he's like, well, are you going to still use YouTube? I said, well, eventually when I have my website, no. He's like, well, why would you do that? Because then people can't view your stuff. I said, well, they're going to go to my website and view it from there. And then he says, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense because YouTube is a much more known entity and it's available to everybody. So you should upload there as well. I said, well, my website is going to be available to everybody, so they can just go the same way they go to my the same way they go to youtube.com or to the app, they can go to my website. Although they're not going to have the app to watch it from, so what? Everything will be available on my website, and then eventually I'm going to come out with an app that becomes available to everyone, And then I told him, well, this website is not strictly for everybody. It's tailored for my black people because we don't have much. We don't have anything. I'm creating my fashion design, my fashion lines and stuff like that. It's tailored to black people. And he says, long story short, y'all, he says, well, it's not inclusive. You're excluding people and you're making it sound but separate but equal. And I said, hey, do you really think that this past year has shown us that we're separate but equal? Our cultures are separate but we're equal in this world? What happened to Breonna Taylor, George Floyd? That shows you that we're equal, right? And he's like, well, no, I just think because we're marching and everything like that, we're marching for equality, we're marching for equality and everything, we should have things together and inclusive. I said, but when you look at fashion lines, Gucci, Prada, Tommy Hilfiger and everything like that, that's created by white people. It doesn't include us. The board of directors and all of them aren't included white people. And everything that black people have created, white people have destroyed. Black Wall Street, we don't have that anymore. All of the things that we have as black people that are in business with, we have white business partners because somehow in this world we have to make it with white people, which isn't the case. And then he's like, well, you should already use those resources because they already have it created and done. And I said, well, why would I go and pay them to use their resources when I can create those same resources, start from scratch and get it done? And he's like, well, it's going to take you a lifetime to get all that done and you're not going to be able to get it all done in your lifetime. I said, hey, whoa. I understand that. But the same place where white people started at with nothing, started from scratch, and they had to work hard and build hard, I can do the same thing. Just because they already have it in use, now I should go in business with them. That's the problem. Black people, we don't have things just for us. And he's like, well, you're excluding people when we should be coming together. I said, well, no, I'm not excluding people. No. White people have excluded themselves from us. All I'm doing is trying to bring the jobs back to black people, bring things back to black people as we so well deserve. When black people, black women, especially heavyset women walk to the store, they don't see themselves in the clothes that are in the JCPenney's and Macy's and shit like that. They don't have none of that. And none of the stuff that is in America is tailored for black people. Unless it's created by blacks, for blacks, of blacks. You know what I'm saying? And he kept going on, well, it's going to take you a long time to create that stuff. And I said, I understand that. That's fine. That's fine. If it takes me all of my lifetime to build my company, that's fine. But I can use the same amount of money that I would pay a white person or earn from a white person, pour that into my own business and create it from scratch. Give black people jobs and opportunities. And I'm just like, well, and I told him, you'll never understand because you're not black. You haven't lived to be in slavery. Your ancestors weren't enslaved. Your ancestors weren't this. Your ancestors weren't that. So you'll never understand because you're black. And then I give him an analogy. I said, well, and then he says, well, not using YouTube or any of the major platforms like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, I'm not going to grow. I'm not going to gain as much as I want to or could. And then he's like, and then I said, well, Sebastian, my audience is not for everyone. Anybody's invited, but it's tailored for black people. He said, well, there's not a lot of black people. So, and he said there's not a lot of black people, so you're not going to get a lot. I'm like, are you kidding me? So basically what you're saying is that black people don't hold a lot. Black people can't do a lot. Black people can't earn a lot if they're only doing stuff for black people. And I'm like, are you serious right now? So you're saying if I only create something for blacks and it only has blacks included, black this, black that, we'll never succeed because that's not the whole entire population. And I'm like, are you seriously? So like so my thing is this: black people, we're undervalued, and he's Hispanic, so I didn't get why another Hispanic, and my white friend, she got me. She understood where I was coming from. And then I said, okay, so basically what you're saying is if I'm not, and I told him, I'm not going to not use YouTube or Instagram or whatever, but that's not going to be my main source of where I do things now. Because I want I want to earn my own money. I don't want to have nobody involved in it. I don't want to say, oh, well, I think this, think that. I want this only strictly for black people, black investors, black this, black owned everything. And he's like, well, that's excluding people. I said, hey, I'm not excluding anybody. White people are welcome to watch my show, buy my products, but they're not tailored for white people. You know what I'm saying? And then I go on to say, well, basically, since you're saying that I won't gain as much popularity or be rich as if I don't use these companies or piggyback off these companies or bring in business partners that already are rich and famous, I'm never going to get to that point. I said, well, then you're basically saying, for example, Michael Jordan would never be big if he wasn't using Nike. And this is what he said. That's what I mean. And I'm like, so you're basically saying Michael Jordan without Nike would not be, his shoe line would not be as big. And then he says, well, Michael Jordan is a basketball player. He's not a shoemaker. I said, Sebastian, people aren't buying the shoe because it's from Nike. They're buying it because it's Michael Jordan. And then he says, well, it wouldn't be as popular as big if it was not Nike helping him. If he was doing it by himself, his shoes would cost $2,000, not $200. But I said, Sebastian, just because Nike has the resources to make the shoes, all that stuff like that, doesn't mean that black people can't find those same resources or hire our own and create those resources and put them back in our black community to give them factory jobs, everything like that, and still be of the same price. He says, well, without Nike, Michael Jordan wouldn't have as many shoes sold as he does today. I get it. And I told him, I said, hey, I get it. Nike, there's Finish Line, Foot Locker, Famous Footwear, all these companies that sell Nike shoes that are also connected with Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan's shoes get sold in these stores. However, I told him, I believe that without Nike, Michael Jordan would still be selling shoes. Now, I know I told you guys earlier, I don't support him because you know what happened. I support him because at least he could be selling drugs, poisoning the black community. But I support you, Michael. I just don't agree with the whole thing that you said about, you didn't care about black people killing each other over your shoes. That's the only thing. I support you as a brother. I just don't agree with that. And to tell you the truth, I'm not buying $200 pair of shoes. I can go to Ross and, buy shoes that are $20, $30. And some of them are name brand. I got these nice pair of Adidas shoes that I can show y'all. They're like velvet wrapped and they were only $30. They were cheap and nice and they're sexy shoes too. But I support you. I support you, man, for whatever you do as a black man. But what I was saying to him is that you're basically saying without Nike, Michael Jordan couldn't be where he is today in his shoe line. And I'm like, so basically what you're saying is that without the white man's help, we'll never get far in life. We'll never prosper at anything. And the reason why is because we're always depending on the white man for everything. We're always depending on, oh, well, if we don't have a white man and partner, we can't make things happen. I'm not trying to involve white people in my business. I'm turning to my black community and say, hey, black community, I have this, I have this, I have these resources, I have this. I need people. I need to hire you. And I can educate. I can create the schools. I want to put the schools and the hospitals and the universities and the factories and the jobs and the restaurants and all this stuff back in your communities. Not only so that we can get an education, you can step out and learn, but also so it's a revolving door for the money process. So when you earn money, you spending money in your own communities and you're creating stuff. If you look at everything in America, it's owned by white people. You go to Walmart, owned by white people. So you make money in the white man's world and you're spending money in the white man's world and none of it goes back to the black people. And the white people are all about, oh, well, equality this, equality that. But if there were truly equality, they would put jobs and factories back in communities and allow them to be owned by white people. I mean, not white people, black people. You know what I'm saying? And we're too busy being dependent on whites for everything. Hold on one second, y'all. You know? And the thing that pissed me off was that he doesn't believe that blacks can succeed without partnering with white people. You know? And he thinks just like a lot of white people think. And the thing that shocked me was that my white friend got everything I was saying. She understood everything I was saying. And he was basically saying, you have big aspirations and big dreams, but you'll never be able to fulfill and succeed all of them. And I said, hey, I'm not trying to, I'm not saying I'm going to start my fashion line and everything and I'm going to be worth $100 billion before I leave this earth. That would be nice, but I'm not trying to. What I'm trying to do is start the trend, start that cycle. And if I die, I can leave it in the hands of another black person or my child or children that are going to be black and allow them to, hey, daddy did this or hey, Javier did this. Let's piggyback. Let's continue this and create it again. You know what I'm saying? I want to create another Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? And then when he says it's not inclusive, I said, Sebastian, I said, hey, bruh. I said, look, Black Panthers, the Black Lives Matter is by black people, for black people, of black people. That's because it's strictly for black people. So you're basically saying I'm wrong for wanting to create something for only black people, by black people. Now, if whites and Mexicans and Japanese and Chinese and Russians and Hawaiians and everybody else wants to flock, and then he's like, well, you're not going to get as many viewers or a lot of customers as if you were on YouTube or on Instagram and stuff like that. I said, well, that's fine. That's fine. Because I'm not trying to go towards them. They're going to flock to me whether they like me. If they like me, they'll flock to me. It's kind of like Jesus. Now, I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but I'm saying that when Jesus went around preaching the word of God, he wasn't forcing, hey, you're going to believe God. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. He was going around preaching to everyone. And whoever flocked to him, flocked to him. And whoever didn't. Look where he is today. God and Jesus are the number one famous celebratorial, if you want to look at it like that, and has lasted for this long. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to last as long as God and Jesus. But I'm saying is I'm not going to go out there and force people to and go on these websites, go here to YouTube, go this, because it's available to everyone. And then I had to take a step back and I said, well, when YouTube started out, they weren't known. When Instagram and Facebook started out, they weren't known to people. People flocked to it because they liked the product. The same thing can happen to me. The only difference is I'm not using white people to help me do it. I'm spending my own, I'm taking the white man's money, spending it on my black man stuff, and I'm putting the black man and the black woman and the black people back where they belong. And back where they should be, or put them in a place where they should be, because we so well deserve it. We as black people are constantly taking the white man's money and then it goes right back. We're spending on the apartments that we live in are owned by white people. The banks that we use are all owned by white people. The grocery stores, the gas stations, the restaurants, the hotels, the schools, the schools, private or public, the universities, private or public. You know, they're all owned by white people. What I'm doing is excluding all white people, saying you can come to me as a customer or work for me, but you will not be part of my board of directors or shareholders or anything. You can come as a customer, but my black people, it's time for us to rise up. 1. 2, all I'm saying is I'm excluding white people from everything that's part of Javier Vassal's business. The only thing I have to do is pay Uncle Sam his little taxes. That's the only thing I won't have to worry about. Because white people say you got to pay taxes, so fuck you. Here's your fucking taxes. Leave me the hell alone. Black people, come on. Let's win. Let's make money. Let's get educated. Let's win again. Let's do this. Let's do this. You know, there are countless black people that have businesses out there and corporations and stuff, but they are partnered with white people. You know, I'm not going to the head honcho of a white company and ask her for a loan, and then now I'm in business with them forever. And I told both my white friend and my other friend about this. I said, hey, when you get in bed with a white person, they will never let you go. So then he's like, well, I believe, well, he said, he can just, he said, Michael Jordan can just take the shoe and go. And then he could do something on his own now. Because what he was saying is basically, I should start out with a white person, and then once I get big enough, take my business and then move it to a private entity where I solely own it. But white people, once you get in bed with white people and you're making them money, they will never let you go. Never. Look what they did with Prince. Prince, a black man, was making Warner Brothers millions and millions and millions of dollars. And they never let his published rights go until after he died. They finally said, okay, here you go, Prince. Here's your rights. Here's your royalties. Here's the rights to your songs and stuff that he wrote and produced. When white people see, when you get in bed with a white person and they see that you're good in bed, they will never let you go. So I kept telling them, I said, I'm not gonna get in bed with a white people just so that way I can make them millions and millions of dollars. And now I want my money, I want my company back, because I'm not saying they'll have complete control, but they want to keep that business relationship going because I'm making the money. No. Why would I get in bed with a $1 billion company with a billionaire that's the CEO of that company, and then now they're making, I'm coming to make money. And then I start making, my company says millions and millions of dollars, but then now they're making more millions on top of their billions. No, I want to make myself millions, pour back into my black community where they need the money, give them schools, education, jobs, what have you, so then they can become making thousands, hundreds, thousands, and then millions too. You know what I'm saying? White people look after each other. Why do I need to go to a white person, then get in bed with them? I can never leave them because I'm stuck with them because contractually obligated, and they're white people, so they can go to a judge and I'm tarnished now. They can probably kick me out of my company, and then now I'm trying to come back to my black community and start all over again or something like that. No, I'm starting from the scratch here. My black people, by my black people, of my black people, and that's the way it is. Black people have created over $400 billion in revenue for the United States economy. Going back to slavery time, if the United States had to write a check to the black community, they would owe us over $400 billion. And that's just the black community. And that's not from the time that we entered this country enslaved to now. That's just from the 1800s. That's just from the slavery times alone, that they owe us $400 billion. Now, if you were to calculate everything to now, they probably owe us over $1 trillion. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't want to involve white people in my business affairs. I don't want to get in bed with white people. White people have so much. They have so much riches and gold that they've not only stolen from people, but some of them have rightfully earned it. But why can't black people, so why can't the same thing that white people have done, black people can do? And as you being a Hispanic, a Mexican, you don't see that. He doesn't believe that because black people are, the population for the black person in the United States is not a whole lot, that we can't succeed. Have you not looked at Spike Lee? Have you not looked at Samuel? Have you not looked at Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer's, Tyler Perry? If you have not looked at Monique Jill Scott, black people are doing the damn thing. And that's not just on the front of now. Let's go back then. White people have used Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, the face of black people, and they're making millions and billions of dollars off of us. The white man has trained society, black, white, Mexican, Asian, what may have you, that black people cannot succeed without them or in their own right. But if we can't succeed, why the fuck do they have Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, all of these companies that have black-owned products or things for us? Just recently, Head and Shoulders has created a black people line after all this time of being out. Procter and Gamble or Gander or whatever. They're the company that owns Head and Shoulders. They own Tide and Gain and all of those. They own Clorox and stuff like that. I think their name is Procter and Gamble or whatever like that. They just came out with a black people product because black people are trying to create their own Head and Shoulder type of product for dandruff and shit like that. And now I ain't gonna lie, it's a good product. But see, white people, they will hire black scientists, black partners, black this like that to bring and put them in an urban division, create all of this stuff, and then they're still making money off of black people. I don't want that for my company. So I'm sorry, every white person out there, you will never be a shareholder in my company. You will never have a stake in my company. Everything's going to be black owned, black shareholders, black business partners. And if you ain't black, you ain't getting shit unless it's Uncle Sam to the motherfucking taxes, and that's it. The thing that pissed me off was, as a Mexican, you sit there and you literally say to my face, a black man, that you will never succeed as much as if you were working with a white man. That right there shows me, not only as a friend you don't believe in me, but also as a person you don't see in society that we're never been equal. We never have. And to quite frankly tell you the truth, we never will be. And I told y'all this, America will have to fully reap what it has sown into society before America can prosper. We are living in the book of Revelations, y'all. America has done so much hell to countries. And before it was even America, when it was just the 13 colonies, it was doing a whole bunch of hell to other cities and countries. Look what they did to Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I wasn't baffled. I was kind of baffled but then not shocked. Because the white man has trained society to think that without them, we can never succeed. And he said to my face, it's too ambitious for you to think so grand to open up all this stuff and think that you're going to be successful at it. Well, you know what? You go ahead and think like that, but I won't. And I told them, the minute that I start thinking like that, where it's too ambitious or too big for me to not dream but to actually do what I want to do, then let me know and I will find another profession. I will go get a job at McDonald's and I will just say, hi, how you doing? Take your order, please. You know what I'm saying? When something becomes too big for me, let me know. If I say that, then let me know. It becomes too ambitious. Because I don't think creating banks, creating hospitals, creating universities, schools, restaurants, skating rings, houses, condos, our own NASA, our own Hollywood. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. Our own award shows. I don't think nothing's wrong with that. I don't think anything is wrong with that. Black, And that was the thing that I was just like, are you seriously saying that to my face? That I will never, basically he was saying I would never amount to anything or as much as if I didn't involve everyone. And my thing is this, why do we, as black people, hold on y'all, I need to get some more water because my throat is really bothering me. Hold on y'all, 1 second. I'm back now. Sorry, y'all. Getting thirsty again because I'm talking. But like I was saying, why do black people always have to include everybody and everything? You know what I'm saying? Why when black people want something just for us, if it doesn't include the white man or anybody else in the world, it's frowned upon. It's looked at as a negative thing, you know? I don't get that, you know? And that thing that pissed me off is like, I may not like Michael Jordan because of what he said about the black people thing, but I do believe if he created his own motherfucking shoe without Nike, it would be just as big as if it was with Nike. I do believe that. I do believe that, Michael Jordan. I have faith in you, my man, that you could create a shoe and black people will go out there and buy it just the same way. You just have to make it accessible. Put your own stores in the black community. Put your own stores wherever you want to put them. If you look around this world, what do you see? Banks, restaurants, who they owned by? White people. Stores, white people. Hospitals, white people. Everything's owned by the white man. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong where I, as a black man, want to create things for my black people, and it be strictly for my black people. Now, if everybody else flocks to it, if everybody wants to be involved in it, shop at the stores or go to the hospitals or use the banks, great. That's fine. I'm all happy for you. Please, one come, one come all. One come, one come all. Let's do it. But I can't leave my black people out anymore. And I'm not willing to get in bed with white people and then go through a battle about my company that I created. You know what I'm saying? No. I want every profit to come back to me so I can spend it on my black people. Sorry, y'all. I got all this stuff on my damn. You know? I don't find it wrong that I want to do for my black people. And it's just crazy to me how he thinks that black people we can't be big. And I kept telling him, you'll never understand it because you're not black. You'll never understand what black people have gone through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to let you know that black people, we are all that and then some. This country may be made up of 70% white people, but us 13%, right? I think that's like what we make up 13% of the United States population. We make a lot of money. You know, look at BET, excuse me. Look at TV One. You know, look at all of the sitcoms that have been created, from Good Times to the Parkers to the Jeffersons to shit. What all these damn TV shows? Sister and Sister, the Cosbys, What's Happening, shit. Like this, but those are Living Single. I mean, come on, they created the only way that Friends exists is from Living Single, and Living Single was more popular in ratings than Friends. I've never seen Friends before. I don't really give a damn about that show anyway. But you know what I'm saying? Black people, we overlook ourselves, don't think about ourselves, and don't believe in ourselves. We need to know our net worth, and our net worth is over $1 trillion worth. Come on. Look how much we have control. I bet you right now, guys, if as black people, we took, all of us left the United States and went back to Africa, that would take a dent in America's economy. That's one. Then, all of those, come on, they keep us enslaved in their prisons so they can make money. Private companies own the prisons. Who is majority in those prisons? Black people. Look who put them there. The white man. Because they make money off of those prisons. Do your homework. The same companies that own the record companies and the McDonald's and the Apple and all of these other major companies. They have a hand in the prison systems. All of them do. I don't give a damn if they come out with a statement and say they don't. They do. Because who they have friends with and friends with their friends with, their aunties and uncles or mamas, grandmas, daddies, whoever, they have a hand in the prison system. They do. Those systems aren't owned by the government. They're owned by the private companies. You know what I'm saying? White people own everything. And it is nothing wrong for me as a black man to sit up here and want everything to be owned by a black person, passed down generation. White people have created generational wealth, whether they've stolen it and have passed it down, or they have created it and passed it down. Black people, very few of us have the generational wealth. I want everyone in the black community to have the generational wealth. Not just our traditions and what we eat and our cookouts and our family reunions and keeping our family. I want also prosperity, wealth, growth, to get us out of poverty. Stop with the drugs, the weed, the crack cocaine, and everything like that. Come on. They put the same black people they put in prison over weed, they now have made it legal, and now the states have gotten involved in it because they realize it's a conglomerate, lucrative business. But those same people are doing 20 to life in prison for an ounce of weed. Come on. What does that tell y'all? Look at what I'm telling you. Black people are the cornerstone of America. If we all flocked back to Africa, they would be impoverished. America would be, they would not be poor, but the dent in America's economy would go down. I promise y'all that. I promise y'all. If every black person, back to our homeland we go. I promise y'all, they would have they would close down the borders. Like Donald Trump was to close off the borders, the southern border to Mexicans from traveling. They would close off the borders and say, put every black person on a no-fly list and say, hey, y'all asses are staying here. I promise y'all, if that happened, we would. Come on, y'all, think. It goes back to the voting shit too. They keep trying so hard to keep us from voting, moving the polls, making sure the voting hours are strict to business day hours, so you can't make it to go after work. They tell us to eat right, but the things that they make so cheap are the unhealthy things. You know, they tell us, oh, you should eat nuts or eat salads or eat this, eat that, watch your cholesterol. But yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But the shit they want us to eat, they make it so high, so they pay us low. They want us to eat healthy. They make the shit for the shit that they want us to eat healthy so high priced that we can't afford it, and they're not even in our damn neighborhood. Let's not forget, when we were enslaved, the reason why there's chitlins and fat backs and all the shit we eat, fried chicken and watermelon, all the shit we eat now, is because they left us the scraps. Black people take the scraps that white people leave us and we turn it into gold. And they can't stand it. They hate it. That we can turn everything that they tarnish and they give to us and turn that tarnishment into a blessing. They can't stand it. They can't like it. They hate it so goddamn much that they are willing to kill Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, put everybody in fucking prison for it because they don't want us to fucking succeed. So why the fuck, as you as a Mexican, you don't even understand that black people have been impoverished for over 400 plus years. We have created over $400 billion in wealth, economic to the United States. And you have the audacity to tell me that black people can't succeed because we are a little of a population and you won't get as rich and famous or popular as fast as if you were with the white man? You know what, why don't you go lick the white man's ass and then tell me how good it tastes? Because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for a damn body. I don't give a damn who the fuck you are. I don't care how you dice, how you slice it. No if, ands, buts, dicks, pussies, ass about it. I'm not doing it. I'm not, for the life of me. I'd rather spend my life creating a business and working hard at it. Creating contracts from scratch. Creating spreadsheets from scratch. Helping build a business from scratch. Putting the nails in the wall. The sheets on the wall and every paint. I'd rather start from scratch. The right man or the right woman for money and be a business with. Now I know you guys may be thinking, well, okay, yeah, you are trying to make it sound like white versus black, but ain't it always been that way? And I'm not the one that came up with that analogy or came up with that concept, because remember, like I told y'all, since the beginning of time, when Adam and Eve were created, God never mentioned anything about color. He never did. The light skin started, hey, we're white. Oh, the dark skin is, oh, you're going to be black. You're dirty. You're less than. You're da-da-da-da-da. And we're white, so we're better than you. We're better than you. That's how you get white versus black. You know what I'm saying? So let's be real about everything. I'm trying to cover everything, but think about it, y'all. Black people, We are so much better than them. Our movies. There was just a post that Viola Davis and I think Octavia Spencer and a whole bunch of other wonderful black filmmakers and actors just came out with the post on Instagram, and they just said that Hollywood passes on over $10 billion. I think it was a year. Let me see if I can pull up that post. It said that black people, Hollywood passes on $10 billion a year for white folk. Let me see if I can find it. Viola Davis. Okay, oh yeah, it said the headline says new study finds undervaluing of black lead projects cost Hollywood $10 billion annually. And here we are, we got the Avery DuVais, we got the Shonda Rhimes, we got all of these, and that's just the two that I can think of off the top of my head. You got the Samuel Jacksons, you got the Tyler Perry, you got the Jill Scotts, the Moniques, the Queen Latifahs, you got Octavia Spencer's, you got the Taraji P. Henson's, you got who the fuck out there? Spike Lee. You got all these big ass movies. I bet you, and I call to my black people, everybody I just mentioned, and anybody else I didn't mention, stop using Warner Brothers, stop using Universal, stop using all of these companies. Create your own distribution companies. Let's create our own theaters and see what happens to Hollywood then. Look how much money we make. Look at Straight Outta Compton. They never believed that movie was going to do anything. Look at Tyler Perry. Look at the man now. His studio is bigger than Universal, Warner Brothers, and Paramount Pictures combined. Combined, y'all. Come on. Black people, we do so much, but we still lean on the white man, even though we really don't think so. Because we can't find the money. Let's find the money. Or not that we can't, but it's just easy. Let's just go to them, pitch the idea. Oh, cool. They got the funds. They got the theaters. They got this. They got that. No. Look at Black Panther. They never created a Black Panther. They never thought it was going to do good. But look what the fuck happened. Over $2 billion in profit from Black Panthers. And that's a Marvel Studio movie created by white people. Well, it was by that Stan guy, I think, or somebody. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to them that well. But yeah, you get my drift, y'all? $10 billion annually? Black people, let's take that same money that they're losing out on. Let's stop using them. Create your own distribution companies. Universal is not only a company that puts out, that's a production company, but it's a distribution company. You know, let's talk to international prospects and let's get our own resorts and our own movie theaters and shit. Let's do it, y'all. We can do it. Why do you think they burnt down Black Wall Street? They weren't doing it because they hate black people. I mean, that was one of the reasons, but that wasn't just the cause. They saw that we were doing well. I mean, come on, y'all. And I'm gonna post these headlines at the end of this. I usually don't, but I'm gonna do it because I want y'all to see it. This one was on Deadline, but the Black Wall Street. Let me find that picture. I'm trying to find the picture because it tells you everything that we had created. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. You know, we had, and I'm trying to find the picture because I had saved it because it tells everything that it tells everything that we created. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay, here we go. We had on Black Wall Street, and they couldn't stand this. So this is one of the reasons why, because they were losing profit. White people were losing profit. So they said, wait. They're gaining money and we're losing profit. We're gonna go burn their asses down. One, we don't even like the N word. They, use the N word. Y'all know I don't like that word. But we're gonna go burn their business down. We don't like them. So we had over 600 businesses, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, 6 private airplanes, plus a hospital, a bank, a post office, schools, libraries, law offices, and even a bus system. We had all that, and they burnt it down to the ground. White people, they went through the trouble of starting and creating a massacre to kill what we had. Because you want to know why? It wasn't because they didn't believe that we could do it. It wasn't because they believed that we couldn't do great or we'll never make money. It's because they saw us making money. They saw us winning without them. Woo! What does that tell you? We were winning without the white man and they couldn't stand it. What does that tell you? We can do it, y'all. We can win without white people and they can't stand it if we do. They will kill us and say it's legal. Now I know this mic is loud and you guys hear it, but hear the fuck what I'm saying. They killed us because they saw us winning and they said it was legal that they killed us. We have been killed. And the thing I get pissed off about is why the fuck hasn't the Supreme Court gotten involved with the Breonna Taylor case or the George Floyd case? Because they can. And fuck the bureaucracy and shit like that. They kill us because they know that we're winning and they cannot stand it. We're more funnier than them. We can rap better than them. We can sing better than them. We can act better than them. We can create more money than them. We're more beautiful than them. Our melatonin is better than theirs. Our looks are better than theirs. Come on now. They wanted the big lips, the big titties, the big ass, and it was never acceptable until Kim Kardashian did it. Rap was never acceptable until Eminem and Post Malone and all of them started doing it. Cussing on TV was not available until white comedians started doing it. Comedy wasn't funny. They didn't even want us performing in their nightclubs at a certain point in time. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we're undervalued, y'all, but we undervalue ourselves because they have they've been suppressing us for so long. Yes, get your ass out there and march for Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. But also, get your ass into them damn schools. The black schools. Get your asses. And if anything, what I do, because I like to do it like this in my mindset, I'll go to Harvard. Yes, spend my little black money, take my ass to Harvard, give it to white people. And use their education, come back into my black community, and build us up. That's what I mean. Take the white man's money, turn it into the black people's money. It may still have dead presidents that are white on it, but guess what? It's ours now. Come on now. Like, let's do it, y'all. We can do it. And what they need to do is pass this fucking law and put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. And what the fuck is this damn debate about? Come on now. The only two colors that need to be on them damn dollar bills is blacks and whites. It should be all black people, if you ask me, because we the cornerstone of America. Y'all, we undervalue ourselves way too much. Is my hair all right? I feel like I done shaked it loose. See, I tried to give y'all, you know that guy off of Love and Hate with tall hair? I tried to give y'all that look. I was trying to. I don't know if I succeeded or not. Sorry, multitasking, y'all. Multitasking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, we get it together, y'all. Black people, come on. If we have created for the white man over $400 billion and counting to this day, and they're losing out on over $10 billion annually a year for Hollywood, and that's just movies. Imagine the schools, the hospitals, the insurance companies, the cars, the factories, the restaurants, the stock markets, everything. Oh my God. How, come on, y'all. $10 billion? Come on. Just think. So all I ask is for every black person, whether you start out a business or go to college or create a movie or whatever it is you do, before you get in bed with the white person, think about what I just said. And turn around and go back to your black community and put it back in our community. Come on now. Come on. Let's create our own streaming services that have nothing to do with black people. Now, I know they just started the BET Plus thing, but that's still owned by CBS. Let's create something that's not owned by black people. Let's buy back the TV shows and the movies and the talk show rights and put them on black people's streaming platforms and in our schools and shit like that. Let's create our own museums that have nothing to do with white people. Let's create our own schools that have nothing to do with white people, public and private. Let's create our own history books. Let's do it, y'all. We can do it, and that's what I want to do. And for you to sit and say, oh, well, you ain't got enough black people, or it's not going to be available on YouTube and stuff like that, so it's not going to be big enough, or it's not going to be available on Google. And I told him I want to create my own search engine platform. So like Google has theirs, let's have our own, not Black Google, let's not call it Black Google, but let's have our own search engine. And they only have everything. You want to know something? When you search hairstyles, it shows everything black, no white people involved. It's all black people shit. You want to search American history, it only pulls up everything black people. We could do it, y'all. I believe in us. I got the faith of the size of a mustard seed that we can do it. Come on now. Ain't nothing too big unless you allow it to be too big for you. And if it is too big, bring in 4 or 5 people, because I bet you after 4 or 5 people help you carry that shit or carry that load, it ain't gonna be too big no more. Come on now. We can do it, y'all. We can do it. I promise y'all we can. You know? And I get it. I get it, y'all. We have been suppressed for so long. We're still suppressed. The oppression is real. But at some point in time, we gotta stop blaming the oppression. And are we lazy? Or are we scared? Or are we terrified? Or are we afraid that we'll hit rock bottom? But I promise you, I bet you if every rich black person, and I'm not bump that, every black person, rich, middle class, poor, came together. The KKKs, the Iranian brothers, the KKK, the Iranian brothers, the Nazis, everybody would come out of the woodworks trying to burn us down again. Just like they did Black Wall Street. They would try it again. Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. We can do it. Let's create the Black Panthers again and create the chapters where there's one in LA, one in Texas, one in Detroit, one in here in Florida, one in Colorado, one in Canada, one in Africa, all over the place in Africa. Let's do it, y'all. We can do it. It's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of grit, a lot of grind, but we can do it. The white man has not only taught black people, but introvertedly and subvertedly taught every other culture and every other race that black people can't do it without the help of the white man or any other body else. Come on. Let's prove them wrong. Let's instead of having things made in China, like when we create our stuff, let's have it made in Africa. Let's put the factories, the businesses, the pipelines, the schools, the educations, the factories, the works, all in Africa. And especially in the impoverished areas that only America shows, with the sad faces on the commercials and here, give $1 here give $1 there. And then they name one of the poor child and they're like, well, she doesn't have this, she doesn't have that. Let's go in there. Because remember, they don't show the good sides of Africa. They only show the poor sides of Africa. The impoverished. Oh shit. Let's do it, y'all. Then I've talked a whole lot then, because my probably an hour into this episode. But let's do it, y'all. That's my goal. I want to put my factories in Africa, put my schools in Africa, educate them not about America, not teach them English and stuff. That would be have that culture, yes, but I want to get them. I want them to better themselves in their own environment, and put the factories there, and not pay them China wages, because we get stuff, the tariffs and the tax and all this stuff. How China has over 2 billion people, and they create a lot of shit for us. But we both know that China, the people don't get paid a lot of money. I'm gonna pay my due diligence to my African brothers and sisters and children. No. There's gonna be child labor laws, stuff like that. Make them start out nothing less than 15, 16, 17. No matter of fact, you know what? Nothing less than $20 an hour. And they work, and then we import that stuff here and we sell it here, and then my black people, it may be high priced, but then they pay for it. Then it's like a cycle. Let's create a money cycle for just black people. Let's do it. And then hire our own guards, our own protectors. So if they try to burn our shit down, we burn their shit down. Like not to get violence, but you get what I'm saying, y'all. You get what I'm saying. Let's do it. I promise y'all, if we were to go to Africa, leave this United States, every black person, there would become a great dent in American economy. Hell, bump that, the world economy. Let's do it, y'all. We can do it. $400 billion plus, and still counting. And what do I say to my friend and to every other person out there that doesn't think that black people can do shit without the help of another ethnicity, or because we're so suppressed? Well, just remember, we didn't become suppressed on our own. And I'll remember that when I achieve all that I can achieve, and you're coming back scratching for pennies and coins for me. Or wanting to act, you know what I'm saying? I remember that. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do it. We haven't done it because it's not because the opportunity isn't there. There's no such thing as the right opportunity. Do the opportunity. Do it. But the thing is you got to start believing in your own culture. And it may sound crazy as to let's be black, but let's also remember we're Africans, and they can't stand us for that reason too, both reasons. And to everyone out there that think that black people can't do it because our population is small, or we don't have the funds or the resources, well, we'll remember that when you need the helping hand up. We'll remember that. I'm not going to forget. That conversation I had at the restaurant, I'm not going to forget it. The way it made me feel, and here's what I'm going to be candid with y'all, because I usually don't tell my emotions or anything like that. But the way it made me feel was, it pissed me off, because it was like, to this day in earth, I've not yet found a true friend. Let's just be honest. And the true friend meaning one that I add to my love village. My love village raises me. My love village looks out for me. My love village is there for me, but I'm also, in return, I'm look out for them. I'm there for them. I support them. I'm built, as my life goes on, I'm building a love village, and only certain people are allowed into it. Right now, that love village is my grandmother's, my mom, a couple of my teachers, and one or two friends so far. And that's it. My love village is tight, and I'm always looking for new people to add to it, but only if you are gonna not just call me out on things I do wrong, but also believe in the shit I believe in. Even if it ain't for you in your life, believe in it because I'm believing in it. You know what I'm saying? And so, for me, there's certain people that are just in your life temporary. And the things that he said at that restaurant just fills me up even more to the number one reason why I want to go after what I want to go after, and the things I've told you guys on the show, is just because of people like him. And then if you guys may question, well, then is he truly your friend? Probably not. And as time goes on, because I'm a people watch, you guys. You know, when at a certain point in life, I start to, and I notice things very quickly. You know, usually there's such thing as a friendship and a transactional friendship, and pretty much all the friendships I've had this far, except for probably like one or two of them, they're all transactional, where they do for me and I do for them, and that's it. And then when the next point or stage in my life happens, I don't bring them along because they don't deserve to be there with me, and two, because I don't need them anymore for the next part in my life. And that's why I'm usually out with my friendships now with people. If you're not, because I'm being selfish. If it ain't about me, then that's it. I'm 20 years old. Everything should be about me right now because I want to build my business. I want to build everything. It's not even my business. It's a corporation I'm trying to build, and an enterprise, you know, incorporated. I want to build it all. So if you're not black, you ain't a part of it, you know. You're not going to be a business partner. You're not going to be an investor. Nothing. Sorry. It is what it is. Now, unless you were to say, Abir, I want to invest in your business. I want to give you $100 million. No percentage of your business. As long as you just strictly pay me back the $100 million. Cool. I have no problem with that. Because, yeah, you gave me $100 million to start the business, but I gave you $100 million to start it back. So technically, I paid for it in the end. If you look at it that way, with no interest free, then that'd be nice. But, no. I reevaluate my friendships as I see fit, y'all. And as long as I feel like you have a little ounce for me to be able to get from you, as far as if I still need some stuff at the time, then I'll keep you around. As soon as I see you're no use to me, I'll bounce. You know, you're gone. And, you know, that conversation, it's going to stay in my mind for a long time. You know, because it's not just thinking that, oh, you're not being there for me or you're not supporting me. It's more so the fact of this is truly how you see my race. And it goes deeper than that. You know, I look at the big picture, guys. I look at everything from a panoramic view, you know. And so for me, I look at it as black people, we strong. We gonna be strong. And don't let this little migrant say what he gonna say, or anybody else say what they gonna say, and think and allow that to be the norm. Because black people, we got it. We the shit. We the shit. We are the shit. You know what I'm saying? And white people, like I told you guys, white people want to be us so bad. They want the cars, the girls, the money, the houses, the everything. But they don't want our oppression. They want the food. They want the culture. They want everything that black people have to offer. But they don't want our oppression. They don't want our suffrage. You know, and there was this bitch ass teacher at my college that when she tried to embarrass me in class with the word suffrage, and she was like, "Well, suffrage is meant for women." When I looked up the word suffrage, it means suffering. It's mainly used for women's suffrage, but she's like, "Well, you said suffrage, you meant to say suffering." I was like, "I want to say bitch," and she was white, of course. You know, white people always trying to call you out and think that you dumb, and I was sitting there like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I was pitching a idea in class to get a grade for it. So yeah, but that's the whole nother story. But you know, black people, we need to recognize our worth. We really do. It's imperative. Our riches and our gold. You know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all. Get with the program. You know, they do so much to suppress us and take what's ours and make money off of it. But they don't want us. They don't want our oppression. They don't want us. White people will press us down, stomp all over us, take our heart, take our lungs, take our limbs, and leave our skeletal body. They will take our brain just to pick out everything they like, but leave the brain aside, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like they like maggots. They're like flies. You know? Like, come on, y'all. We need to realize how important we are. We really do. If they dealt with the cocaine pandemic like they did the opioids pandemic, look at the difference of how they did it. Because they saw us now suppressing ourselves, that they were like, that's great, yay, yay. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, y'all. if any, the number one thing that has caught me as being 20 years, about to be 21 years in a couple of months on this earth, if I've never been taught one thing, if the what's the saying? If I've been taught only one thing, the one thing I'll take away from this life is that the Black African culture is the most intuitive, the most beautiful, the most heavenly saxophonist culture that could ever be on this earth, if that makes sense. You know, something about our culture, and when I mean culture, not just the Black culture, but the African culture, because you can't have Black without the African piece. If you study the African culture, that's why I want to take you guys on a tour of my house one day. Like, I mean, I'm trying my hardest, but I'm trying to make everything African. Like, above my TV, I have an African woman here, and I have another one here that I need to put up on the side, but I'm going to get another one from over here. I have 2 African women here. I have elephants. I have African drums in this house. I have everything either black or brown or tannish, because I even have something I got from someone at a certain point in time. He went to Africa, and he was going to throw it away. And I said, give me that. And it was made in Africa. He went to Africa for it. I took it because not because I wanted to, you know, and the only thing I didn't like from it was because I, you know, met the person, and but I wanted to take it, and I was like, why are you gonna throw that away? Give that to me. My African brothers and sisters created that. Why are you gonna throw shit like that away? That's priceless. You know, I have countless stuff on my bar right now, and things that Black people, that just in my house, that are by Black people, just because I'm trying to celebrate this, you know. If you walk into my house right now, you're not going to think who lives here. You're not going to think, well, a white person lives here. You're going to think this is very Mother Nature. And that's why I like it, you know. I don't have plants or anything, because them plants, look, my plants would die if they were in my house. But everything else in my house is African. I'm studying my culture. Hell, I want to buy these books. It's called the Encyclopedia of Africa. It's the Encyclopedia of Africa. It's like 5 books. And it's $500. I'm like, damn, it's fucking expensive. But our culture is expensive. It's inexpensive, if you ask me. It's worth more than just $500. So, but there's things that I'm getting, paintings and books and authors. Like, all of the books I have right now are by Black authors. I don't have one book that is by a white person. Not because I don't care enough to read their books, just because I'm celebrating my culture. And like I told you guys, I didn't grow up where my mom had the talk with me about being Black. And I'm grateful for that, because I never had to grow up like, damn, I'm Black. Like, damn this, like, damn, man. I grew up just living life. And I had like some Black experiences and racial injustice experiences. But I never let that influence my mind. And then I get to a point in my life where I'm celebrating my Blackness. And it came naturally. No, seriously. I didn't, let me learn about my Black. It just came to me. I started seeing things. I'm just like, oh, that's dope. Let me grab that. And lo and behold, I started looking, and I'm like, wait, this is Black culture. Oh, I like this. This is African culture. Ooh. You know, just, you know, it's coming to me gradually. And I love it. I love it. The styles, the outfits I wear, guys, the hairstyles, the way I speak, my hand motions, my verbiage, the way I stand, the outfits I wear, my inspirations, my aspirations, the people that influence my life, that are rich, famous, poor, from all the way back to slavery time or African time or or like Bible times, like they're inspiring me gradually. And it is amazing, and it's beautiful, and I love it, y'all. And our culture is so rich in cocoa, and if you don't know what cocoa means, it's like where you extract chocolate from, you know. Our women, our bodies, our vessels, our souls, the Blackness, the melatonin of it all is so rich. So rich. We need to celebrate it, collect it, and be in it. You know? They do so much to be like us, but they don't want the melatonin. They don't want the oppression. They don't want the suffrage. They don't want anything like that. But they will extract anything they want from us. They'll give us a lethal dose just to put us to sleep and extract what they want from us. And then throw us away and discard us like trash. Think, y'all. Think. $400+ billion. Our net worth is greater than that, but come on now, y'all. Let's pour back into our black communities. We acknowledge our worth, but what the fuck are we doing about it? We speak about it so much, and we're fighting so much to be in their shit. Why do we fight to be in their shit? Let's just go create our shit and let them get mad that they didn't make us a part of their shit. And then they come back on their hands and begging and pleading. And we like bark like a dog. You know that movie, Coming to America? Oh, Lord. But come on now, y'all know what I'm talking about. But think, y'all. Let's think. Come on now, y'all. Let's stop fighting for a seat at their table and let's create our own tables. Not just individual, but a black table where we have black investors, black everything, just black life, y'all. Black love, black everything. Let's create another Black Wall Street. That's my goal, y'all. That's my goal. And I don't want to... a part of me is like, let me do it single-handedly. That'd be nice. But really, no, I don't. I want to do it collectively. Black people, let's do it together. And prove to my friend and everybody else in the world that we can do it. All right, y'all? Let's do it, y'all, because we can. I have faith in us. And God has faith in us. Come on now. God has belief in us that we can do it. We just got to stop fighting for a seat at their table and create our own. Seriously, we have to. If we don't, we'll just continue to fight for years. Now, the laws and the just fair and all that stuff, that's a separate thing. But I'm strictly talking about our net worth of money. And not just that, but how much they extract the riches and the gold and put us in the plant, and come on, they use this in the plantations. Come on, like the cotton fields, They extract us for our dollar. They extract us for our pennies on the dollar. Because remember, we don't get paid equal to the white man. They extract us from the pennies on the dollar of what we barely get and try to build themselves up. Let's create our own phones. Let's create our own telecommunications. Let's create our own stock market. Let's create our own farms. Let's create our own books, our own shoes, our own clothes, our own hair, our own alcohols, our own just everything. Let's create it all. Everything that the white man has, let's create it. Let's create our own theaters and Broadway and everything. Let's create it all. Let's create it all. Let's create it all. So they earn the money from their community and we earn the money from ours. Hey, and then we come together and we have our own equal justice. That would be ideal for me. Separate but equal. But I thank y'all for watching this show. I hope y'all heard some hindsight, or understand what I'm saying, Let's create our own sex toys, our own beds, our own light bulbs. Come on now. Black people have created so much. Black people, we've created the street lights. We have created so many other things that have been taken, and now it's owned by the white man. Let's take all this stuff. Let's take back what we've created too, and build off of that even more, y'all. But I thank you for watching this episode. I hope y'all really understand what I'm saying and truly think on what I'm saying. But I'll see you guys next week. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Avir Vassal. You can follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at The Analytical I Show. Except for on Twitter, it's iAnalytical. I appreciate you guys so much. Cheers to you all. And I'm going to continue to create my motherfucking website from scratch. I'm not going to let that motherfucker deter me from what I want to do. Because I'm going to hit the ground running. I'm not going to walk. I'm not going to crawl, walk, and run. I'm going to hit the ground running. By the black person, for the black person, of the black person. And I'm going to be like the Black Panthers in the process of it all. Mwah. Love y'all. Cheers to y'all. See you next Sunday. Peace. Oh, and happy Women International Month. I don't know really why it's called international. It's supposed to be because it's supposed to be national and international. But to it all. really happy International Day, National Month to my black women. I salute to all women, but more so my black women. So, cheers. Love y'all so much. Mwah. See you next time.